Allenser Jr. pulls right up behind Rahal and makes the challenge. The fight is for third place. Rahal came out of the caution period as the leader, but he's been falling backwards with Allenser Jr. knocking at the door now. There's your leader, Michael Andretti. Rick Mears in second place. There is the battle for third place. Bobby Rahal holding off the challenge by Little Al.
Little Al is slipstreaming Rahal awfully hard, Paul, but he doesn't seem to be able to gain on him, especially down the straightaways.
At the front of the field, Michael Andretti now with Rick Mears charging up behind him. A tremendous pace being set once again just above 212 miles an hour. But with all of the yellow flags, the race average is right at 114 miles an hour.
Well, that's a deceiving thing because we've been having race speed, Paul, sometimes up around 216, 217. How do you like that for speed?
The Michigan 500 takes a tremendous toll every year. It's a grueling race. These high banks and these speeds really take their toll on the equipment as Rick Mears continues his pursuit of the leader, Michael Andretti.
Well, he's not only doing a pursuit, Paul, he's working on him hard. You can see how he got a slipstream and he went by for the lead.
Rick Mears back in front. The pole sitter, the leader of the early laps, is back and leading at the Michigan 500. Mears, who is so well known for taking care of his race car, has been pacing himself. He runs in the lead when he wants to, and then he drops back and watches what the lead does. So it's now Rick Mears, Michael Andretti, and Bobby Rahal, with Allenser Jr. currently running in fourth place.
Rick is generally one of the smartest guys on the ovals, and he'll try to lead more at the end of the race than he will early on. So I think he's playing a real smart game right now.
Rick Mears, the Pennzoil Z7, the fastest car in the world for the Indy cars, as Allenser Jr. was running in fourth, but now he slows down. The rest of the cars come past. Allenser Jr. with a problem. Johnny Rutherford there battling for sixth place with Jeff Brabham as they move forward. Scotty Brayton sitting just behind them, and there is A.J. Foyt. They all move forward as a result of Allenser Jr. slowing down.
Now, all of those cars you just mentioned, Paul, are all in the same lap with each other and racing each other. We're having two good, fast groups of racing here right now.
Many of them benefiting by this situation. Allenser Jr. down into the pits, coming out of the lead serial. Dennis Swan, his crew chief, talking to him. The rest of the team standing by and ready to go. Let's go down to the pits. Here's the report from Gary.
Now the crew springs into action. Perhaps they'll try to get him back out in the competition, but we have to suspect it would be a wheel bearing problem for Little Al.
If it is, it'll be a lengthy stop for Allenser Jr. Car against the wall, Johnny Parsons Jr.
He got up into the loose stuff, Paul, and slid up to the wall once and then went back and bumped it again and knocked it right. Look at that tire bouncing. It'll be a wonder if the cars don't hit that thing. Look at the parts out on the racetrack and look at the car.
Johnny Parsons Jr. rolls to a stop in the middle of the backstretch, and we are yellow once again in the Michigan 500.
American tradition decades. It's been a position.
Well, thus far, we have had 8 yellow flags and 1 red flag, and we're just past halfway at the Michigan 500 as the pole sitter, Rick Mears, is in the lead once again and brings the starting field back toward the green flag. Allenser Jr. just in front of him on the course is really in 16th place, 8 laps behind the lead, but he's staying out for the points. It is Rick Mears now beginning to pull away from the rest of the field. Bobby Rahal is in second place, and young Michael Andretti pulls up to do battle with Rahal as they come through the dust of some of the oil dry from the latest incident on the circuit. And Michael Andretti roars past Rahal and into second.
We've still got one heck of a race going on, Paul. It's far from being over. Rahal, Rick, Michael, they're just racing as hard as they ever have.
The Michigan 500, a tough race on machinery. It has been very tough today indeed. We've had a number of incidents. So far, we have had no serious injuries. The most serious is a broken leg for Randy Lanier. There is Johnny Rutherford. He is currently running in 5th place. He's having a great race. Jose Lee Garza is in 7th place, just 1 lap down, as Johnny Rutherford steers his way around Al Unser Sr., who is well off of the pace.
Well, remember, he may be well off the pace, but Rutherford isn't. He's been very much in the pace. Jose Lee Garza right behind Johnny. He's in the pace. Oh, here's Rick into the pits, Paul.
Let's go down to the pits and Gary Gerald.
Peter Parrott on the right front immediately has it pulled off. A vibration apparently in this set of tires, a handling problem obviously for Rick Mears. They're making a 4-tire replacement. This is one of the few times under green today that any of these crews has been tested. They'll bolt them back down, topping off, of course, with fuel. Mears sitting there watching, waiting for the signal. He's away once again.
Gary Breon at the wing gives the car a final push, and Rick Mears roars back into the action, but the stop was under the green flag, giving the lead to Bobby Rahal, being chased now by Michael Andretti.
Well, that definitely was an unscheduled stop for Rick, and it's going to hurt him. Nobody likes to stop right then. He lost precious time. Now we have Michael making a move on Rahal, and here he comes.
Michael Andretti alongside Rahal now, and rockets past him, taking the advantage of the slower car, and now Michael Andretti has the lead. Let's take a look at the watches as we come around to the line. Michael Andretti cuts this lap with a pass at 207 miles an hour. They continue a tremendous blistering pace.
And there, apologies maybe for the speed. It normally would be faster, but he was following Raul Boisel, who definitely holding him back. But now look at the way he gains on Rahal. He's just moving away from him.
And at the same time, to show you how much it cost, Rick Mears came back into the race 8 places behind the leader as a result of his stop. There's Bobby Rahal currently running in 2nd place, and here is Rick Mears running in 8th, and his job now is catch-up.
Well, catch-up's going to be impossible. Michael's the one to worry about right now. Michael's going to be the fast one, and Rick is just too far behind to catch up on an honest way, Paul.
Well, when Michael Andretti is out in front, he is very difficult to catch. And at this moment, Bobby Rahal is finding that out for himself as Rahal plays catch-up. Now, some of the crews are calling their cars in, so teamwork in the pits now becomes the action, as here is a fight for 4th place occurring in the pits. Scotty Brayton and Johnny Rutherford are both in. Larry Curry, his team, goes to work on Scotty Brayton's car. John Caples and that crew goes to work on Johnny Rutherford's car. Whoever gets out first will be in 4th place. Both cars are ready to roll. Scotty Brayton brings the rear wheels into action, then they drop the jacks. And Scotty chugs away as Johnny Rutherford hits the throttle hard and rolls out of the pits. Rutherford now fully into the action, and he comes out in 4th place. So the team wins the battle for Rutherford and puts Rutherford out in front of Scotty Brayton. But Scotty appears to have more trouble.
Well, there's definitely something wrong with the car. He left good. He had a good pit stop. That's what you call a real teamwork thing, but right now the teamwork's not working, Paul.
Might have done some damage when they dropped it off of the jacks. Michael Andretti, the leader, is in the green team, ready to do some work there. Let's go to Bruce Jenner in the pit.
They're just looking at the right rear tire. It's the only tire that they're changing. That and taking on fuel. This is obviously a race in the pit. Green flag conditions. We're waiting for Bobby Rahal to come around the point. And it seems like it's taking forever to get the fuel in the car, but the fuel is in. They give it a squirt. And Michael Andretti stalls the car coming out of the pits. They jump start it. They get it out. Not a fast start for Michael Andretti.
Andretti had enough of a lead built up that he might have been able to beat Rahal, but will he do it now? Rahal is definitely on the charge, coming toward the tri-oval. There's Rahal. That's Andretti on the pit lane. Rahal closing down on Andretti, and Rahal is going to go into the lead. Michael Andretti just not quick enough when he falters with the engine coming out of that stop.
But he's still doing real good, Paul. They've got 5-speed transmissions in those things, and they have a real good acceleration factor, and he almost stayed ahead of Bobby Rahal.
Not quite fast enough as Bobby Rahal stays out on the course and gets into the lead, and Michael Andretti makes a 21-second pit stop, and it puts him in 2nd place behind Bobby Rahal. Now Andretti starts his pursuit of Rahal.
Well, he's starting his pursuit, but remember, he's close enough. He's got a slipstream. He's got a draft on Rahal. Maybe not a real good one yet, but he should slowly start pulling up because of the draft.
So the factor of the teams in IndyCar racing begins to show once again. It is not just the driver on the circuit. It's every member of the crew that sits in the pits, that work on the tactics, that decide when they will come in, and then when they do come in, do the job. One team that got it done very well is, of course, that one of Johnny Rutherford. There's Rutherford now, and he moves around and into 3rd place. He had a great stop. His team got him out in front of Scotty Brayton, and now